A formation of Mitsubishi A6M0 fighters streaks across the early morning sky over Tokyo, sunlight glinting on their wings, pilot faces tense behind open canopies, cityscape faintly visible below. Lieutenant Saburo Sakai peers through his cockpit, hand on the throttle, sweat on his brow, as he spots a distant, massive B-29 superfortress approaching above a patchwork of fields. Close-up of a B-29 superfortress flying high, engines roaring, shadow casting over a Japanese airfield below, ground crew frozen in awe. Japanese pilots laughing in their cockpits mid-flight, unaware of the imminent devastation, clouds streaking behind them in motion blur. An airfield with Zero fighters lined up, smoke rising from nearby bombed-out hangars as the first B-29 bombs explode in the distance. Sakai banking sharply in his Zero, wheels tucked, against the backdrop of a vast blue sky, clouds parting to reveal distant bombers. A high-angle shot of a Japanese airfield engulfed in flames and smoke, fuel trucks overturned, mechanics running for cover. Ground-level perspective of pilots sprinting to their planes under the shadow of incoming B-29s, urgency etched on their faces. B-29 bombers dropping ordnance in precise formation, plumes of smoke rising from buildings below, chaos beginning on the streets. Close-up of Sakai's face behind the canopy, wide-eyed, helmet straps taut, gripping the controls as explosions ripple across the airfield. Japanese anti-aircraft crews firing toward the sky, tracer rounds streaking upward, smoke swirling, tension frozen in the moment. Aerial view of B-29s flying over the Tokyo skyline, smoke columns from previous raids curling into the morning sky. Pilots huddled over maps in a makeshift airfield command post, tense discussion under flickering lantern light, shadows casting long lines. Ground mechanics attempting to extinguish burning planes, hoses spraying water into black smoke, faces grimy and determined. Sakai in flight with fellow Zeros behind him, the B-29 looming large ahead, clouds rushing past in cinematic motion blur. Bombed Japanese village streets, civilians fleeing, scattered debris, dogs running, smoke rolling across low wooden homes. A B-29 releasing bombs from a high altitude, clouds below partially obscuring tiny fires igniting across farmland. Mid-air close-up of a Zero attempting to climb toward a B-29, engine glinting, propeller spinning, tension palpable. Ground crew staring skyward in disbelief as B-29s maintain altitude, capturing the awe and fear of an unstoppable threat. Sakai and his wingmen silhouetted against the bright sun, planes maneuvering aggressively, the horizon endless and tense. Smoke rising from Sakurai Airfield as Japanese soldiers carry wounded comrades, urgency and chaos frozen in motion. Bombed crater in a Japanese airfield, scattered debris of planes and equipment, flames still licking the edges, a stark contrast of destruction. Close-up of a Japanese officer's hand gripping binoculars, knuckles white, observing incoming B-29s with a mixture of disbelief and fear. A wide shot of multiple B-29s flying in perfect formation over forests and rivers, the magnitude of the operation emphasized. Interior of a Zero cockpit, pilots sweating, glancing at instruments, distant explosions reflected in the glass canopy. Japanese soldiers running through smoke-filled trenches as distant air raids thunder above, expressions a mixture of terror and determination. A B-29 casting a massive shadow over Tokyo streets, civilians freezing mid-step, dogs barking, chaos below. Pilots ejecting or abandoning planes on the ground, flames consuming aircraft, cinematic sense of motion captured in still frame. Sakai diving aggressively toward a bomber, background of scattered clouds, sun catching metallic edges of aircraft. Ground-level chaos as Japanese engineers try to save fuel depots from exploding under incoming bomb blasts, fire and sparks everywhere. Aerial view of a devastated Japanese airfield, twisted metal and burned planes, smoke columns dotting the landscape like black markers. Close-up of Sakai's hands tightly gripping the control stick, veins prominent, instruments vibrating from evasive maneuvers. Nighttime view of a partially destroyed airfield, fires burning, silhouettes of soldiers carrying stretchers, the sky faintly illuminated by moonlight and distant flames.
Japanese pilots and officers huddled in tense discussion after a raid, maps scattered, cigarette smoke curling, the room lit by flickering lanterns. B-29s banking over a mountain range, clouds slicing through the sky, pilot faces resolute, aircraft gleaming despite the chaos below. A Zero flying low over burning fields, villagers running below, the juxtaposition of man, machine, and destruction starkly captured. Close-up of a Japanese pilot helmet, cracked visor reflecting flames from bomb structures, eyes wide with shock. Ground-level shot of a B-29 bomber gliding into frame against a low sun, casting an elongated shadow over soldiers scrambling below. Wide angle of Sockeye squadron diving in formation, sunlight glinting off wings, smoke from previous strikes curling in the background. Final shot, Japanese airfield utterly destroyed, skeletons of planes and tanks silhouetted against smoke-filled sky, an eerie stillness hinting at the end of an era.